You know, I think it's time to sample some SPFBO. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always, I am the powerful wizard, Andrew of the Wizardly Reads. But before we get into this video, which is my first vlog, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. And yeah, you can check the description box down below for all the links to my, Pango books, my links to my social media, the Wizardly Duo Discord, and information about my Patreon. And what this essentially is this is a try-a chapter kind of tandem vlog thing that I am doing with my friend Tori from Tori Talks. I am kind of a judge for Phase 1 on Team Bookborn, and we kind of wanted to explore more of what SPFBO 9 had to offer. And if you don't know what SPFBO is, it is self-published fantasy blog off that is hosted every year and has multiple teams and judges. I happen to be judging on Team Bookborn. And then Tori has submitted her book into Fantasy Faction. And we wanted to sample some more of SPFBO, like I've already said. And so the idea is let's come up with, let's go through all the teams except for ours. So we're excluding Team Bookborn, just because reasons. And then we're also not covering anything in Fantasy Faction, just to avoid any conflicts of interest. But everybody else is fair game. And so basically we went through the entire list. We hopped on a Discord call and we were like, just going through everything. And it's like, ooh, that sounds good. And ooh, I want to try that. And we're going to do try a chapter. Now we've got 6 slotted here. I believe we're going to start with Curse of the Fallen. And then this vlog will just kind of go across 6 different books. I don't have them all committed to memory because I'm a bad booktuber and I don't write things down. But yeah, so basically you're about to watch me try the first chapter, give my first thoughts on Curse of the Fallen by H.C. Newell is what we wanted to start first. And yeah, it's right here. I've got a physical copy. I bought these annotated editions from the author direct because I have stolen and claimed the title of H.C. Newell's #1 fan. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. And I was planning on reading this anyway, so to discover that it was in SPFBO was a huge, huge delight. So yeah, we've got it right here. I've never cracked this book open, and we're just going to read the first chapter right here. Oh, look at this. It's the pronunciation guide. I love that. We've got some 5 tenets of the Order of Sorrow, 5 tenets of the Broken Brotherhood. And then, look at these little icons. We just kind of get in there on that. You don't need to see my face. This is all about the book. So this is chapter 1, A Ray of Hope. Man, this is starting off brutal. So, one of the cool things is there's kind of a footnote here giving some origins of the first character that we're naming name. I really, really like that because this is an annotated author's edition. And it basically says that, the main character's name is just Bard with Ed, kind of tacked on because you couldn't think of anything else at the time. But I think Ebard is a good name anyway, so good job, HC. I liked the first page, so we're going to keep on going. Oh, some phonetic speaking, I like that. A lot of fantasy going on here. I like that. One page left. Alright, and that is the end of chapter 1. And that was interesting. So it sounds like we've got a group of ne'er-do-wells, a band of misfits, and they're looking for a magical item that has enough energy that can be harnessed to lift a mage's curse, because an order has placed a curse on this mage that does not allow her to use her magic. And come to find out that they find this in the first chapter, and it's enchanted and they can't access it. They trip an alarm, and they have to flee. I'm liking the witty dialogue between the characters. I'm liking the kind of desperation that I'm getting from these characters. I'm liking a lot of the fantasy elements and the way they're blended in seamlessly into conversation. This is very fast-paced. And yeah, I'm going to continue reading this one because it was already on my TBR for this month, and it just happened to slot in so well. But I will be back in just a second with the next book. What is going on? So we are back with Seeds of War. This is vlog day number 2 of reading the first chapter by Joe F. Silva. Joe, I've probably said your name wrong, but I'm excited to get into this one. Gorgeous book. Oh, okay. We got a nice gorgeous map in here. Seeds of War. He ran like the monster he was, and the smoke followed. We got some nice creature designs in here that I'm absolutely living for. A Shades Growl, which looks like a weird moose. A Murr Cruncher looks like a lion mixed with a bear. Blood Sleuth, that looks like a thing from my nightmares. Hearthspur and a Mossback. Very cool. Table of Contents. Alright. Gorgeous spine. I'm just stalling. Let's jump right on in to the first chapter. Looks like it's about 10 pages. So, we are starting. I like this. Chapter 1 is Visitors. And we've got this nice little snake going on right here. This is Gilmore, so it sounds like named chapters. Nice readable size text. So, I don't know if you can see that, but that's very readable and very appreciated. Alright, jumping in. Sorry. So after the first couple of pages, I'm a bit confused. It doesn't have an immediate hook. I can't tell if we're at an inn or if we're something about selling products, but I'm intrigued and I'm liking the way the prose is flowing. So I guess the prose and the wanting to know what's going on is the big hook for me. I think they run an inn, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, okay. It's a tavern. Okay, alright. There's a lot of cursing in here. I'm not sure if a lot of it is necessary. Okay, almost to the end of the chapter. Okay. And that is the first chapter. And it seems we've got this kind of magical land, or this magical kind of piece of land, I should say, that kind of appeared 10 years ago. These criminals and stuff have kind of discovered it and like laid claim to it and built tavern in a small community. And they've discovered some like fantastical creatures that they can take certain parts from and create elixirs that grant like healing and bravery and fast healing and things of that nature. And now they're going to try and sell it to like some kingdoms to create some super soldiers. So that was what I got out of the first chapter. Some pretty interesting stuff. Very quick, very readable. Overall, I'm excited for this book. But yeah, I'll be back in a couple seconds with the next book. Guess who's back? Back again. What's up, guys? So this is time for part 3 of this reading vlog, where I am reading the first chapter in The Way of Renegades. Sorry, my brain just kind of froze, And I forget the name of the author. Oh no, I'm a horrible person. Steve DeWalt. There we go. Boom. Now I have this one on ebook. It is one that has a gorgeous cover. I think it's also getting an audiobook narrated by Stephen Pacey. Am I making that up? I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and put that out into the world. Maybe we'll manifest it. But yeah, Way of Renegades. If we go back, show people the beautiful cover. There we go. Beautiful cover right there. This is one that was offered to me as an ARC, and I never quite got to it. So this is a good chance to sample this one. I'm very excited because it sounds right up my alley. Why is it when I start recording that my nose starts itching? Anyway, just... Alright. Sorry, that's now forever immortalized on YouTube. Let's go ahead and check out Chapter 1. Looks like there's 29 chapters in all. I think this is a Bard's Tale overall. But, yeah. Let's see if I can get through this without scratching my... Oh, and there's a prologue. So I'm going to read the prologue and Chapter 1 because it looks like the prologue's only like 3 pages. So let's dive on in. Okay, so real quick, it sounds like we've got some evil, powerful guy, although I have suspicions that this is going to be the protagonist, who is being tracked in the prologue and ready to be ambushed. They said that this person's killed hundreds of people, and he's supposedly cursed somebody into a half-beast, and all these people want revenge. I'm assuming this is the protagonist, and that when we go to Chapter 1, we will then be following that character. But I could be wrong. So we will see. Chapter 1. I'm very confused about what just happened. I'm going back a page. Alright, so I'm wrong. That was not the main protagonist. But it looks like we've got a gun for I guess, is that a musket for the chapter icon? Natives and some gunslingers or some rustlers, or I'm not sure what's going on here, but this is giving a very like early American Wild West vibes to it. It's interesting. Okay, so I just finished the first chapter, and the prologue was battle, and the first chapter was battle, but they're separate battles. So having battle and battle seems like an interesting choice. So I'm curious to the amount of conflict that is going to be in the story. But like the chapter 2 icon is a loot, so I'm very interested to see where this book goes. But I will be back with the next vlog in just a few seconds. All right, so. Just get this straightened up. We are here for part 4 of this vlog, where I am sampling some SPFBO books along with my good friend Tori from Tori Talks. And part 4, and excuse the compression gloves, I've been having some hand pain and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, ignore the gloves. Don't comment on the gloves, or comment on the gloves. I don't really care. We have got the Wickwire Watch. I just went ahead and bought this ebook. I meant to get the physical copy, but like I kind of love the cover of this book because if you can see in the corners, you got like a nice flintlock, you got a top hat, you got a dirigible up here, and then like there's a lantern right here. And I just really love the cover, and I love the sound of the premise of this one, so I'm actually really excited to sample Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan, or Hagen, probably is more accurate. Ignore me, I'm a little hyper. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in to the Wickwire Watch. We're going to read the first chapter. See what happens. All right. See, I just love that logo. Anyway, sorry. I'm very excited about this. It is dedicated to her mother. So, yeah. Very nice map. Let's get in on that map action. Yeah, I know it's a Kindle. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, okay? Listen, I'm looking right at you. I'm talking to you. Okay, so we got this nice little map going on right here. Table of contents. There's quite a few chapters here. About 39. That's not too bad. And chapter 1 is incredibly short. Hopefully it's not that short just because I'm kind of scrolling through really fast. Ignore the Peppa Pig in the background and possibly the arrival of a small child. What's up? You look so cool! Can I have glasses?
No.
No. What do you mean no?
It's mine.
They're yours.
I want mine.
Alright. Child argument aside. Chapter 1. Already, I can tell you right now, this prose, I am connecting with this prose. Great sense of tension is building. Very quickly. I'd say good atmosphere as well. What?
I'm sad.
You're sad. You're sad?
Oh, no.
No, you can't. I gave you something to drink. Go drink it.
No.
Boop. Go drink it.
No.
Go drink it.
It's yucky.
You think water's disgusting?
Yeah.
Flavored with lemon?
Yeah.
You think that's gross?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lemonade. Lemonade. Lemonade.
Can you give me 4 minutes?
Lemonade.
You want lemonade?
Yeah.
Okay, if you give me a couple minutes, I'll come give you lemonade. Okay? Go watch TV and I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, give you a kiss? Mwah.
Do the hair for a little bit.
You want to stay here for a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come here.
I'm here at you today. No, Daddy. Easy.
Those aren't mine?
The guy is mine.
Those are Kaya's. Okay. You're going to read to me, right?
I need the green plan. Okay?
Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry. Child knocked over the camera. Okay, so that first chapter has a mystery. It's got great tension, great atmosphere. Surprisingly, I cared about this character very quickly. And, yeah, I'm very interested in this book. This book, I'm going to have to prioritize this book. I think this is something special. I think that this could be an amazing read. I'm just going off to the first chapter, but I highly recommend you try out the first chapter of the Wickwire Watch, because that was good. What is going on? We are back for part 5 of this Try a Chapter reading vlog with Tim Hardy's A Quiet Vengeance. And this is an author I have been wanting to try ever since Hall of Bones, or Brotherhood of the Eagle, I think is what that's called. I've been meaning to get to that series forever. I keep wanting to add physical copies to my collection, and it's just, I've only got so much money, guys. I go squirrel all over the place. So I'm super excited to finally be trying Tim Hardy's work. I believe this is like a Middle Eastern style fantasy, which I think his first series was Norse. But yeah, let's just dive right on into this chapter and see what I think about it. It's funny, I didn't love the cover. Before we dive in, I didn't love the cover when I first started hearing about this book. And then the more I look at this cover, the more I like it. So I think this one definitely has been growing on me for quite a while. Ignore the congestion. I did yard work yesterday, and I feel like I've just got 2 pillows stuffed up each nostril. So yeah, let's jump in. QuietVengence, Summerrock Tales, Book 1. By Tim Hardy. Ah, there we go. Also by Tim Hardy. The Brotherhood of the Eagle, Hall of Bones, Sundered Souls, and Lost Gods. Ooh, there's another one? Broken Brotherhood, due for release in 2024. I thought it was a trilogy, Tim! There's another one coming out. Alright. Lovely dedication, dedicated to his wife. Probably could do with a little bit better of a map, but we'll let it slide. Okay, so this is the first in a series of interconnected standalone novels set in the fantasy world of Amaran. Alright. So let's go to the prologue. Interesting. That's an interesting prologue. It's about, somebody being born and a kid holding his new infant little brother. And it's always funny because with my kids, I have a similar... My daughter is very leery of my son, but, she's 3 and he's 1. And so they're finally starting to toddle around together. And this little boy is just very unconvinced that this newborn baby is going to be able to play with him. And so that's kind of interesting. All right, we're going to do chapter 1 now, and this is, looks like we've got the date and a location of where the chapter takes place. I'm kind of liking the way the prose flows. It's very just simple to the point and matter of fact. It's not very embellished or flowery. It's just, here's my story, here's what's going on, and I kind of like that. I have a feeling that this is going to be more character-based than action-based, and just because of the character interactions that I'm getting in Chapter 1 and the way that, they tease each other and stuff like that, I'm really liking this. Alright, well, that is the end of Chapter 1. Very interesting. We're basically following a homeless girl who lives in a tent city, and she's doing what she can to get by. She's like weaving baskets for coppers, and then she takes that back to the master of Tent City. So this sounds kind of like almost like a slumlord or a what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but basically like an overlord who takes your money for food and stuff like that, and he just kind of lives off of everybody else. The word in that term escapes me, but basically like a ringleader almost. And he kind of hands out jobs for favors and for food and stuff like that, and kind of takes what he wants. And he kind of takes what he wants and things like that. There we go. I'll learn to speak eventually. But very interesting. And then she's given a job at the end of chapter 1. And I assume that this is going to go somewhere where she didn't expect. But very interesting. I will continue this at some later date down the road when I have some room for it. But I'm glad to have finally sampled some of Tim Hardy's work. So I will be back in a few seconds for the last and final book to be sampled in this vlog. See you then. Alright, and we are back for this final section of this reading vlog with A Gamble of Gods by Mithril Feywood. Now, this is one that's been on my radar for quite a while. It's got a cover blurb by Mark Lawrence. And the cover is one that's constantly just kind of grabbing my attention. I've seen a straight edge version of this on Twitter. And yeah, I've just been interested about it since I first heard what the book was about. And so here's the cover, of course, on the old e-reader, because I don't own this one physically. Someday, maybe. We'll see. We're going to try the first chapter and see if it's to my tastes. Just very good logo. Again, I love when you can just work like a dragon or something like that into the text. Very cool. Order of the Dragon, Book 1, A Gamble of Gods by Mithril Feywood. I believe this is a UK-based author. Is what I understand. The book came out in 2022. Yeah. It's dedicated to her mom. It's nothing like Stephen King. Okay, fair enough. I don't expect something with a lot of dragons, although he did do Eye of the Dragon, so, whatever. These thoughts. Starting off with chapter 1, no prologue here. Christian, D11, Alba, 7th Coastal, 5102. Alright, diving right in. Oh, it's first person narrative. Okay, my brain's trying to read it in third person and then it's first person. Okay, I need to switch gears. So I can definitely tell that this is a story that just kind of drops you straight into the world and wants you to figure things out. And it's kind of a lot of history and context is given within the text, which is very interesting. So it sounds like we're starting off in a college, and then there's a conversation, then we get the introduction to the character, and now something has happened in the interim, and we're getting a result, I think. Oh, it sounds like this might have some sci-fi in it as well. Because we're talking about DNA sequences, I wasn't ready for that. Also, science fiction movies is something that exists in this fantasy world. Interesting. Wow, that turned brutal fast. Okay, that was very interesting. There is a sci-fi twist here. There's androids, there's laboratories, there's holographic projectors. Very, very interesting. It mentions planets, so this is a much bigger story than I ever anticipated, and it sounds really, really cool. So yeah, this is definitely one I will be continuing at some point later down the road. Now this brings this vlog to a conclusion. Please let me know in the comments down below how you felt about any of these selection, or let me know your samplings as well. Make sure to go and check out Tori's video, and yeah, thanks for hanging out with me while I did my very first vlog, and yeah, this has been an interesting experiment. That's all I've really got for you today, guys. So as always, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.